What is going on, YouTubeverse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you a brand new album review, a release that just came out this past Friday, and a great one. It is Leon Bridges' fourth studio album called Leon, and it's a perfect title because, it is self-titled essentially, and I feel like he's really come into his own here. He's been on the scene for about 10 years now, and right out of the gate, he was kind of like this retro soul singer, amazing voice, always has been, voice like butter, but I feel like he was always trying to be something from the past, whereas now this feels just very authentically him, very organic in sound, lyrically throughout the record, very personal. And just from the opening track, I knew I was in for something special because this first song, which is probably still at this moment my favorite on the album, When a Man Cries, it's just beautifully produced. The whole album is really by Ian Fitchick, who's worked with the likes of Casey Musgrave. So definitely you have that kind of organic vibe built in already. But man, this piano comes in and then it just kind of builds and layers with the drums and guitars and builds into this just beautiful, it's so cathartic, the opening track. I love it and I'm in for the ride already. And then it goes in so many different directions, but always staying true to Leon Bridges as a songwriter, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's 13 tracks, but it's under 45 minutes, which is to me kind of like the perfect length of a record. And yeah, just going into the second track, That's What I Love. It's just this sexy, jazzy song that just oozes, just the perfect blend of R&B and there's so much personality in it. I can't say enough about the production on this record. So good. And then it goes into Laredo, which has an amazing groove and talks about, one of the cities in Texas, which is where he's from. So you get a little bit of a feel for like where this guy is from, what he's about, the things that he loves. And then, Laredo, it's just got this great hook. What should I stay in Laredo? Just one more night, and it just makes you want to groove and put your teeth out like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then that goes into Panther City, another place in Texas, and this one goes a little bit back into his childhood where he talks about playing Nintendo 64 of all things, but it's like you can relate to it. And whether you're from Texas or whatever, like you feel like you're going back in time to your hometown. Another song that really hit me on a personal level, a few songs in, Simplify, where it sounds like, again, he's talking about a time in his life going back to early childhood. Can we simplify things and bring it back to a time of just peace and love? And you really get that vibe throughout the album that especially later in the album, there's a song called Peaceful Place that just really oozes the word peace. And it has this great African rhythm to it. Kind of makes me think of Sin Kane a little bit and artists of that nature. So he brings these different vibes throughout musically to keep the album entertaining as it goes, but never letting up just the hooks and the melodies, which are so beautiful. Like there's multiple love songs on here. Ain't Got Nothing on You is one that really stands out. And then towards the album, there's a gorgeous ballad called Ghetto Butterfly, where he's doing falsetto for most of the song. And his voice is just amazing. And I feel like this is just the beginning of an artist who's going to be just getting better and better, because he ends the record on such a powerful note with God Loves Everyone, which feels like a song that Stevie Wonder would have written back in the 70s. And it's very simplistic, but it's very profound. And I feel like it resonated with me so strongly, and I feel like that's just going to be like where he goes next, like taking it maybe even more in a spiritual level. But I definitely feel, that spirituality throughout the record, again, like the love and peace and just endless grooves on this thing. Never Satisfied is another great one on the second half of this record. But man, I could go on and on. Like just every track, it's just so solid and great throughout. There's not a weak moment. I would give this a very strong 8 out of 10 if I had to grade it. But yeah, and if I had to pick my favorite tracks, that's a tough one. I would have to probably say When a Man Cries and Laredo right now, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be spinning this thing for a very long time, and it's going to be a very strong contender for my album of the year. So I wouldn't be surprised too if this gets some Grammy nominations. It should. But guys, that is my review. So let me know in the comments below what you think. If you haven't heard this yet, please go listen to it right away. But if you have, what are your favorite tracks and what do you think about this record? And what do you think about Leon Bridges? I mean, just such a talented artist, and I feel like he's still so young and has such a far way to go. I think he's just going to keep getting better. But yeah, guys, that is it. And guys, we got more album reviews, top fives, so much more. Thank you for watching, and as always,